$5 Games presents Darkwood. It's really cool that they made trees incredibly freaky in this game. The story begins from the perspective of a doctor. He seems to be a little mad with everyone blaming him for the plague. Not only has he locked someone up, he also decides to kill his dog after it sustained injuries overnight. On his way to find gasoline for the generator, he comes across a stranger, the protagonist. He's come from outside the forest, therefore he must know of a way out. After beating him up, you then take control of the protagonist. You don't know why he's there, but it seems to be for a very specific reason. Several times you come across clothes without bodies and hear familiar voices on the wind, as well as an insatiable appetite for pulsing red mushrooms. It's a very atmospheric game where the sound design does a lot for it. However, I found that the horror aspect does die down a little bit after the prologue, and that a lot of it is based off of how active your imagination is. Like, say you come across a person fused with a tree. If you're like me, you think that's incredibly terrifying, how did it happen? But you could easily go, well, he's dead, time to loot the corpse. What's really phenomenal in the game is that what's outside the protagonist's view is simply what might be there. You could interpret it as what the protagonist thinks is there. However, if you actually look, you may see something else. Gameplay wise, it's a survival game where you're trying to explore for both resources and for direction as to where you need to go. You have limited inventory space, need gas for your generator each night, and need to be back before dark, which you have to determine by your vision turning orange, or possibly the watch that you can buy. There's crafting and an interesting level up system where you both pick a detriment and get a benefit, such as being in the dark is bad, but you can see where you are on the map once a day. Fighting is very lackluster. You hold one button to charge up an attack and then have to hit another button to actually swing, which takes a chunk of stamina. And it's these survival mechanics, the fighting and the resource gathering, that for me diminishes the horror aspect. Like each day, instead of focusing on the lore, I found myself making a mental list of, I need to find some more board and nails, I'm good on gas, everything else I come across can go to the trader. Also, each day I only managed to visit one new location before the sun started setting, meaning that I did quite a bit of backtracking. Overall, the setting and story is phenomenal. Immersing yourself into this game is awesome, but it is slower paced and takes a bit of patience, so it's not for everyone. That's a wrap for this game. Consider picking this game up instead of a plank of wood.